Well, here comes the gritty work. Cleaning the pistons and rods. They've been soaking for a couple of days. I use odorless mineral spirits. I try not to use some of the parts cleaning solution you have. Can get has it's water based, and all that basically does is rust out the bottom of your parts cleaner. Then you have a mess when it all drains when you're not home. That's happened to me before. Luckily I caught it. I have a pan underneath and it didn't quite fill up the pan when I caught what was going on. And some people might cringe, but I mean, this has been setting for a couple of days. You have all the carbon on the top of the pistons. I tried using plastic. That takes forever. So get a new 1-inch blade, not anything that has a burr on it, you know, when you might have scraped it and hit a nail if you're scraping paint. And it seems to clean up pretty easily. But then again, like I said, it's been soaking in the parts washer for a while, a few days. I wouldn't say this is the relaxing part of building engines, but you know, a bad day at the parts washer is better than a good day at work, I guess. You kind of scrape underneath the edge of the piston there. And this one looks like there was spots along the side. It looks like the oil control ring might have, you know, froze up. It doesn't really spin. Oil was getting back, and it was kind of, you can see right here, it was just kind of carboning up on the side. But I mean, the pistons look pretty good. I got a couple of the other ones where I cleaned them already. I'm gonna have to go back again. I thought it was kind of unusual. There's an arrow. Usually they have a notch to point where it's towards the front, but this actually has a little arrow. I don't know if you can see that because my screen doesn't show what you can see, but I'm assuming you can see that. There's a little arrow pointing which faces towards the front of the block. And I try to use the parts washer and the brush here to clean up. It's starting to peter out a little bit. I guess it's filter starting to clog on the parts washer. I'll give it a break for a little bit. And then I have a fan going. Suck the fumes out. I wear this just to, you know, PPE, personal protection equipment, heavy duty rubber gloves, and that keeps from, you know, suck all the fumes outside. It's the fine mist, I guess the mask kind of helps that a little bit. So, but I mean, you know, the wrist pin seems good. It doesn't seem to, I don't feel any play rocking wise. The rods look okay. Not a lot of scuffs on the side. I can't see any big scuffs on the side other than where that varnish or whatever was built up because the ring's stuck. So I'm just going to slop this all together, you know, standard bore, hone it out. I got a cylinder hone. It's kind of a strange one. It has, see if I can, well, it has what looks like emery cloth on it. Instead of having, let's see if I can find it. Instead of having stones, it has sandpaper. We'll have to figure out what grit to get. I mean, these tools probably 50 or more years old. There's a brake cone. Here you go. You just straight blade screws, little nuts, has flaps of sandpaper. That's the cylinder hone. No stones. I'm kind of wondering about this, if it's something to use or if I should just break down. I mean, you know, I try to go as cheap as I can just to see if it works. And the block's not too bad. The cylinders look kind of nasty, but actually I smeared wheel bearing grease on it before I stored it. So it you know, when you wipe the grease off, it seemed like it was okay. So some decent sized ports on these heads. Kind of nasty in there too. Like I said, I sprayed it down with some stuff. So that's the gritty part, doing all the nasty work. I gotta find out what's up with this. I guess the gasket goes in each side of this pan baffle shield, whatever. So instead of 289 heads, I gotta throw on another engine. But like I said, this is the fun part. Right now I just got it sitting on the bottom of the pan. Usually you have another pan that you put on top here so that it, you know, this pan, so it doesn't sit. So things don't sit on the bottom, but for now I just kind of lay these down on its side, and I don't have my gloves on now. Just kind of let it soak, let the chemicals do the work instead of me doing all the work. So you know, hopefully you might pick up a tip or two. You know, this is handy for well, these paint brushes were trash. Usually you can make them come back, but of course that's dirty mineral spirits, so I don't think that's going to help. Unless you want to paint some white paint and have black grease on it. So, have a good one.